Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to be reviewing The Awakening with the 5th Doctor, Peter Davison. This is the first time I had seen this story, and I really appreciate Simon sending it to me. One of my subscribers did send it to me recently. So there's only one classic Doctor Who story in color that I haven't seen now, and that's King's Demons. I'm getting through them. The Awakening, as I talked in the review for part 1, I did enjoy part 1 a lot. I think it got a lot into one episode. Ended on a pretty nice cliffhanger. Part 2, to me, doesn't quite live up to that, though. It suffers from what I call modern Who two-parter syndrome, which in the modern series, when part 2 usually doesn't live up to part 1 in two-parters, that kind of happens here where part 2 just doesn't live up to what part 1 is setting up. What really gets me about The Awakening Part 2 is it drags, which makes the story as a whole kind of drag. And it's weird for a classic Who two-parter to feel like it's dragging and overly long. Part 2 just kind of takes a long time to wrap up, especially the parts at the end when the Doctor's fighting against Stoneface. I forget what they call it, the Medusa, whatever. The Stoneface, I'm calling him Stoneface. And it just seems like it takes forever to resolve. And I'm sitting here watching it mentally going, the actors are okay. The one Earth woman there, she's fine. I found she had a little more to do in part 1. A lot of part 2 has a lot of people there. Like, she's more just there this time. Turlo and Tegan, for the most part, are more just there this time. Tegan's grandfather's just kind of there this time. I guess being a two-parter, it didn't get developed as well as it could have. I know it was originally supposed to be a 4-parter. But most of the characters are just kind of there. Now, the guy who's kind of being mind-controlled by the thing, the guy leading the war game, I like him. The actor playing him was good. And it's neat seeing him kind of try to fight against it at the end. The guy playing Ben does a good job, even though he has less to do in part 2. And I don't get the part at the end where he's trying to stab the other guy with his knife suddenly out of nowhere. It's like, you're my friend, I can help you. Ah! I'm like, okay, is the creature affecting you? Is what? That's a little weird. And then the one guy who was kind of a prick the whole time, the kind of second in command that's just kind of a prick, turns out to be okay at the end. Well, we can start again. Yeah, no recriminations or whatever. That's a babyface turn right there. Okay. Davison is good in this. I do like Davison's performance. As I mentioned in part 1, he's very energetic. He seems really on the ball in the story, giving 100%. A lot of season 21 feels like that. I mentioned that when I was reviewing Frontios. He just seems very energetic, a lot like 10 actually, if not quite dialed up to 10 or 11. But I like his performance in this a lot. The face, the little stone face, looks pretty neat. I like how movable it is with the mouth working and the way the eyes can kind of shift. I can't decide whether I think it's realized well or not. Part of me thinks it's not. Part of me thinks it is. Can't quite make up my mind on that. The location work looks good. I did like the location work for this story in that nice, quaint little village. Oh, I'd love to go visit there. I was watching the making of afterwards, and it was like 180 people lived there back when the making of was filmed. That's pretty nifty. It just seems like a quaint little village. I'd love to go somewhere like that. So that looked like a lot of fun. I thought the story was good. I enjoyed it. It's not overly memorable, I think. Again, I think part 1 does a lot, and then part 2 lets it down. I'll put it this way. I think episodes 2, 3, and 4 live up to episode 1 of Space Museum better than I think part 2 of this lives up to part 1 of this. And I think we all agree part 1 of Space Museum is the best part of Space Museum. But I actually enjoy episodes 2, 3, and 4 of Space Museum because I accept them for what they are, which is more of a run-of-the-mill story than part 1. I think episodes 2, 3, and 4 of Space Museum live up to part 1 way better than Awakening part 2 lives up to part 1. It's just, I don't know, it kind of runs out of gas right there. And the only person that really has stuff to do for the most part is the Doctor. Everybody else is just kind of running back and forth listening to the Doctor. It was fine. edging into good, but not very memorable. It has a very terminus feel for it, where it could be a bit forgettable. So that's really, I think that's really about it. I do love that the DVD has that little Golden Egg Award sketch on it, where they got the Golden Egg Award for technical excellence. And it shows that apparently infamous scene of when the horse tries to go through that little thing and knocks it over and carries it with it. And the part where Davison's actually there accepting the award, that's pretty funny. That's actually, I think, better than the episode. That's pretty funny. If you have the DVD, watch that. So The Awakening, what do you think of it? Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do. I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in 2023. So if you enjoy my content, if you'd like this review, would like to see more of my videos, click that subscribe button. That helps me out, and I certainly appreciate it. Don't forget to click the like button as well. I also have a Patreon. That helps me keep bills paid, especially lately. Matter of fact, I might have liked part 2 a little better, but I watched part 1 early in the morning right before I took my car into the shop. I ended up spending $836 on that today. I watched part 2 afterwards, so I wasn't in as good a mood when I watched part 2, so I will admit that could have been some of it, $836. So yeah, that doesn't have me in a great mood. So I have a Patreon down below. Perfect time for a Patreon talk. Down below, if you would like to support me on that, I would certainly appreciate it. There is a link to that in the description. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, Finn Perkins, and Unknown289. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I also have a P.O. box as well, if there's anything you would like to send me. Again, this was sent to me, The Awakening was sent to me along with Planet of Fire by one of my subscribers, Simon, which I really appreciate. Most importantly though, thank you for watching.